Good day everyone, especially to our instructor Roldan Ardines, and this video presentation is for academic purposes only. And this is the group 4 and this is our topic. Contemporary global governance with integration of COVID-19. So, this is the introduction of our topic. At Contoso, we empower organizations to foster collaborative thinking to further drive workplace innovation. By closing the loop and leveraging agile framework, we help business grow organically and foster a consumer-first mindset. So now, let's talk about my topic, global governance. So global governance refers to system, institution, and process through which global affairs are managed and regulated. So it involves the collective actions of multiple actors, including state, international organization, non-governmental organization, and various of other stakeholders to address global challenges and promote cooperation on issues of common concern. So now, so as we know, global governance recognize that many global problems, such as like climate change, terrorism, trade, human rights, and public health, it required collective responses beyond the capacities of individual states. So the aim of global governance is to create peaceful, sustainable, and prosperous world by fostering international cooperation and ensuring the well-being and security of all nations and their citizens. That's all.
Good day, everyone. I'm Dead Cadet Philaronio G, and I'm here to discuss about how the COVID-19 pandemic has profound effects in government and has highlighted both strengths and vulnerabilities of globalization. So here are some key effects. So first one is the interdependence and vulnerability. So it is exposed the vulnerabilities of global supply chains as disruptions in one region had a cascading effect on these industries and economies worldwide. So the government realized the need for more resilient and diversified supply chains to mitigate future risks. So the second one is the national responses and sovereignty. So they implemented various measures such as lockdowns, travel restrictions, and border controls. So which had significant impacts on international trade, so tourism and mobility. So the pandemic highlighted the tension between national and sovereignty and the need for global cooperation in addressing transnational crises. So the third one is multilateral cooperation institutions. So these institutions like the World Health Organization or WHO played a central role in sharing information, coordinating research, and providing guidelines to governments. However, the pandemic has also revealed the limitations of some institutions, leading to calls for the reform and strengthening of global health governance. The fourth one is nationalism and protectionism. So countries like to focus on securing medical supplies and vaccines for their populations, sometimes leading to competition and uneven distributions. You know what I mean? So these actions raise questions about the principles of solidarity and equity in global governance. So for my next topic, it's all about institutions that govern international relations. These are the several key organizations and structures that play a role. So the first one is the United Nations or the UN. So the UN is a central institution for global governance. So providing a platform for member states to discuss and coordinate on a wide range of issues, including peace and security. Sorry. So human rights, development, and public health. So the second one is the International Monetary Fund and World Bank, or the IMF. So these institutions, so these institutions focus on international economic cooperation, providing financial assistance and policy advice, and also promoting sustainable development and poverty reduction. So the third one is all about World Trade Organization, or the WTO. So the WTO governs global trades, so rules and regulation, facilitating negotiations and resolving trade disputes among members from other countries. So the fourth one is regional organization. So various regional organizations such as the European Union, or the EU, the African Union, or the AU, and the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or the ASEAN. So govern international relations within specific geographical regions in promoting cooperation and addressing regional challenges. So that's all for my report for today. So that's all. Karit na yung signing out.
Good day everyone, I am Cadet Farjan Carver, and today I'm going to discuss to you all about the internationalism and globalism. So internationalism refers to the principle or policy of cooperation and coordination among nations. It recognizes the importance of nations working together to address global changes and pursue common goals. Internationalism acknowledges the significance of national sovereignty while emphasizing the need for collaboration in matters of shared interest such as peace, security, human rights, and sustainable developments. It often involves the establishment of international agreements, treaties, and institutions foster cooperation and resolve conflicts. So while globalism is, on the other hand, is a broader concept that encompasses the increasing interconnectedness and interdependence of the world. It emphasizes the notion of a global community or global citizenship that transcends national boundaries. Globalism recognizes the impact of global forces such as technology, trade, finance, and culture on societies, and promotes the idea of global cooperation and solidarity. It often advocates for the expansion of global governance structures and the erosion of traditional notions of sovereignty in favor of collective decision making. While there is some overlap between internationalism and globalism, the key distinction lies in the scope, extent of cooperation, and the level of emphasis placed on national sovereignty versus global interest.
Continuation with the report, the United Nations plays various roles and functions in global governance. First, we have peace and security. The United Nations works to maintain international peace and security through conflict prevention, peacekeeping operations, and peace-building efforts. It provides a platform for diplomatic negotiations and facilities to the resolution of conflicts among member states. Second, we have international law and human rights. The United Nations promotes the development and adherence to international law, including treaties and conventions that addresses issues such as human rights, disarmament, and the environment. It monitors human rights violations and supports initiatives to protect and promote human rights globally. Third, we have sustainable development. The United Nations leads effort to promote sustainable development and eradicate poverty through initiatives such as Sustainable Development Goals. It coordinates international cooperation on issues such as climate change, biodiversity, and social development to achieve more equitable and sustainable future. Fourth, we have humanitarian assistance. The United Nations provides humanitarian aid and coordinates relief efforts to respond to natural disasters, conflict, and other emergencies. It supports programs that address poverty, hunger, disease, and refugee crisis, working to alleviate human suffering and protect vulnerable populations. Fifth, we have global public health. The World Health Organization, or WHO, as a specified agency of the United Nations, leads international effort to address global health challenges. It provides guidance, support, and coordination during health emergencies, provides research in development of human and of health resolutions, and work to improve health system worldwide. So we have here the next topic, the challenges of global governance in the 21st century. First, we have power shifts. So what is power shift? It is the distribution of power in global governance is shifting as emergency economics gain influence and assert their interest. This poses challenges to traditional power and structures and requires the inclusion of diverse voices in decision-making processes. Second, we have global inequality. Addressing persistent global inequalities in wealth, development, and access to resources remains a significant challenge. Bridging the gap between developed and developing countries is crucial for achieving sustainable and inclusive global governance. Third, we have transnational issues. Transnational challenges such as climate change, terrorism, cybercrime, and pandemics require collective responses that transcend national boundaries. However, coordinating and mobilizing resources across countries can be complex, especially when national interests and priorities differ. Fourth, we have legitimacy and accountability. Ensuring the legitimacy and accountability of global governance, institutions, and processes is crucial. This is a need to enhance the representation and participation of all stakeholders, including civil society organizations, marginalized groups, and developing countries, to ensure decisions are inclusive and responsive. Fifth, we have sovereignty and national interest. It means it is the balancing national sovereignty and global cooperation remains a challenge. Governments may prioritize their own interest and be hesitant to cede authority to global governance mechanisms, which can hinder effective collaboration.
While globalization has brought increased interconnectedness and interdependence, the state continues to play a significant role in the global governance. Here's why. 1. Political authority. Nation-states remains the primary political entities with the authority to make and enforce laws within their territories. They represent the interests and aspirations of their citizens, shape domestic policies, and engage international relations. Number 2. Global governance participation. States are key participants in global governance mechanism, including the UN, other international organizations. They negotiate treaties, agreements, and resolutions, and their cooperation is essential for the implementation and enforcement of global norms and regulation. National interest states as advocates for the national interest in the global arena. They engage diplomatic negotiation, trade agreements, and alliance to protect and promote their economic, political, security interests. So, sovereignty and decision making. While globalization has brought about increased independence and states retain sovereignty over their territories and have the authority to make decisions within their jurisdictions, they have the power to enact policies, regulates markets, and determine the engagement with global governance structures.